Just when you thought it couldn't get bigger than 1991, along came 1992. One of the biggest and most ambitious years for Disney on home video. And it started early on in the spring of 1992 with the release of 101 Dalmatians, Disney's 17th animated film, and one of the last of the ones made during Walt's time that needed to be released on video. I think it was the last prior to Snow White, if I'm not mistaken. 101 Dalmatians was coming off of a huge box office success and its re-release in 1991, making about $61 million. And it held the record of being the most successful re-release of any film in the history until the Star Wars special editions would come out. We'll be looking at the ancillary stuff in a moment, but first, the tape. Now, as many of you know, I had a couple of 101 Dalmatians tapes back in the day. Unfortunately, one of them no longer works, or it worked. It just wouldn't read in the thing anymore, and then the tape reel itself came undone. Yeah, it just gave up on itself. Sorry. Print date. I'm sorry. Sorry. February 11th, 1992. Now, this isn't a special release, because 101 Dalmatians had two releases. The first, two tape masters, if you will. The first tape master that was released for 101 Dalmatians is the most common one. Technically, it had three tape masters, but I've only ever seen two of them. I think I've seen three of them, but I don't know. The first tape master of 101 Dalmatians that was released was the one that everybody knows, with the preview for Aladdin at the beginning, then the movie, and then previews at the end for both The Great Mouse Detective and Beauty and the Beast. The second tape master is the same, except at the end of the movie, it has a blank or a silent Buena Vista logo, and then it does the Buena Vista logo again with the trailers for The Great Mouse Detective and Beauty and the Beast. The third tape master for 101 Dalmatians is the rarest one, where it has no previews on it, and instead just goes to the Walt Disney Classics logo, the introduction to the movie, and at the end has the silent Buena Vista logo, and then the end. I think that one was more of a direct rip off of its original theatrical release, because they changed the Buena Vista logo in that movie to being silent at the end, but whatever. Alright, first thing we have to look at is a proof of purchase for 101 Dalmatians. Play Puppy Pandemonium. See specifically marked Nabisco packages for details. I could save $3 on buying this if I use Nabisco, which is cool. But it expired in August of 1992. Darn, I just missed it. We have a business reply card, which basically was helping you get into the Walt Disney home video mailing list. Basically, what this was is they would basically send you stuff about when videos were coming out, if you could get special releases for it, yada, 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 yada. Nice bunch of little questions there and shenanigans. We have a couple of booklets to go through. We also have a pamphlet for the Ed Sullivan Show, the very best of, with 2 volumes that included appearances from Louis Armstrong, Lucille Ball, the Beatles, James Brown, Nat King Cole, Phyllis Diller, Jackie Gleason, the Jackson 5, Rolling Stones, Barbra Streisand, the Supremes, Topo Gigio, Tina Turner, Senor Wences, and many more. And a couple of critic receptions towards it. Now we have two pamphlets of ancillary junk to go through. This one is specifically for the Walt Disney. I can't even read which one it is. What are they? The Walt Disney Studio Film Collection. I'm sorry. So these are most of the live-action Disney films that were released during and after Walt's passing. So you had 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Treasure Island, Candle Shoe, which apparently Goofy, who wants his money, really enjoys. The 3 Lives of Thomasina. Come on. Keep moving. The Apple Dumpling Gang, In Search of the Castaways. Freaky Friday, Kidnapped. And on the back, we also have The Love Bug, The Story of Robin Hood, The Parent Trap, Old Yeller, and is that it? I feel like we're missing one, like Davy Crockett or something. Oh well. 1 second, guys. Let me just fold this back up. There you go. And last but not least is Disney. Collect the very best in video. We have The Last Chance to get The Jungle Book and Fantasia, both of which should have been definitely gone by the time 101 Dalmatians hit store shelves. Then you had these ones, which were basically always available. The Rescuers Down Under, which would become the 5th perennial classic available. Peach Dragon, Robin Hood, Dumbo, Mary Poppins. Come on, still going. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, The Three Caballeros, The Brave Little Toaster, Sword in the Stone, and Alice in Wonderland. Then we've got more releases. The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, which I just went over a couple of days ago. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, the mini classics, the sing-along songs, the cartoon classics, DuckTales, Sebastian's Party Gras, and Tailspin, all of which got multiple releases on video. Frankenweenie, which I thought was a movie that was released a few years ago, but evidently he did a short version of it recently in 1992, probably as he was working on Nightmare Before Christmas. Dance Workout with Barbie. That's all I have to say to that. And then we have a bunch of random Touchstone releases, like 3 Men and a Little Lady, Dick Tracy, Dead Poet Society, 3 Men and a Baby, Turner and Hooch, Mr. Destiny, Arachnophobia. No Roger Rabbit, which is weird. And we have the great performances of Elvis, Simply Mad About the Mouse. And on the back, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Beautiful. Beautiful. Simply sublime. This is probably going to be the longest part since I realized how much ancillary stuff my 1992 tapes do have. Next up is The Great Mouse Detective, released in the summer of 1992. That was a modest success on home video after a relatively disappointing run in theaters in 1992. Nothing against it. It's not the film's fault. It's just, well, just the fact that... Wait a minute. I thought this had ancillary stuff attached to it. I really thought I had that with this one. I really don't? That's odd. Oh, well. The Great Mouse Detective. April 23rd, 1992. Weird. I really thought I had ancillary stuff with that. I'll have to look through my videos. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I had an earlier release. Or maybe I had an earlier copy of The Great Mouse Detective. Oh, print date. I'm sorry. Summer lead of Read You Buttface. April 23rd, 1992. I'm sorry. Weird, but that sort of disturbed me, but either way. The Rescuers was released, oddly enough, after its sequel in the fall of 1992. Was a modest success on home video as well. And it says, see the further adventures in The Rescuers Down Under. Though I'm 99% more likely to watch Rescuers Down Under than this. Nothing against it, it's just... I'm not a big fan of this movie. To me, it's the weakest of all pre-2000 Disney films. May 17th, 1992. It was a decent hit on home video. Nothing could ever top, however, at least for 1992's sake, the immense success of one Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, exactly. After its hugely successful box office run in 1991, where it was nominated for Best Picture, and everybody loved it, and the songs, and the animation, and the score, and the characters, it was released on home video and sold about 20 million copies. It is a big one. Now, as I said in my top 10 favorite openings videos earlier this year, Beauty and the Beast was the first that I really discovered had multiple different openings to it. This was the first of the films I found had different openings. This one in particular is a weird one. It has the Aladdin trailer at the beginning, then Sleeping Beauty. Then it says, stay tuned after the feature for more previews. But when you cut to the end, it's just 101 Dalmatians. So it's very odd. They missed out on the Pinocchio trailer for this one. The next one I have to take a look at definitely does have ancillary stuff because I can barely keep the frickin' case closed. Because there's so much in here. So much stuff that we have to look at that expired 25 years ago. Like this Pizza Hut value card, which we'll look at in a moment, because first I want to look at the tape. And a print date of 11/24/1992. Aladdin was already in theaters at this point, so that's interesting. First things first, we gotta take advantage of this Pizza Hut value card, which expired in 1993. We could have, look at all this. We could have gotten 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for $12.99. Actually, it seems like what they're charging for pizzas now. That's impressive. Thank you, Pizza Hut, for not being stingy grouches. Let's see. What else do we have? We have a Nabisco $5 refund offer, where if we do this and we buy one of these classics and mail this back in, we can get $5 refund. I didn't know this was really important to people back in the early 90s when everybody had money, but okay. And now we have the Beauty and the Beast soundtrack and story collection. And a nice little crappy watch. And special invitation certificate. Beauty and the Beast soundtrack and story collection. And it had a read-along and the soundtrack and a crappy watch again. And a pop-up book. Look at that Gaston. Look at that Gaston. And we got a business reply card. Business as usual with these. I really thought I had a Great Mouse Detective videotape that had that. It's really rubbing me the wrong way now. But whatever. We're already 15 minutes in. We gotta ballroom blitz our way to the end of this. Coming to home video in 1993, another re-release of Pinocchio. I thought that said new state-of-the-art animation. I was like, oh my god, did they do like a morning report thing to this? But they didn't, thank goodness. Okay. Discover the beauty of collecting Disney classics. Supplies are limited, so collect them before they disappear from stores. 101 Dalmatian, The Great Mouse Detective, Rescuers Down Under, and The Rescuers. Alice in Wonderland and Dumbo, So Dear to My Heart, which I spoke about recently. Mary Poppins! And we got the Walt Disney Studio Film Collection. Timeless favorites for the kid in all of us. Because all the kids wanted to watch The 3 Lives of Thomasina. But still no Davy Crockett. That's weird. Maybe they didn't like Davy Crockett back then. Who knows? Then we have the Walt Disney Mini Classics. Mickey and the Beanstalk. Prince and the Pauper. Peter and the Wolf. The Winnie the Poohs. Everybody loves the Winnie the Poohs. Save $1 on what? Mini Classics. Winnie the Pooh. Sing-alongs. That's amazing. And we have the sing-along songs. Be Our Guest being the most recent one at this point. Under the Sea being, I think, the most popular at that point. Cartoon Classics. More Barbie dancing and undead dogs. Beautiful. And we've got more Elvis. And a classic Christmas from the Ed Sullivan Show. A lot of Ed Sullivan. Alvin and the Chipmunks. And Rocky and Bullwinkle. And Pinocchio. And that was 1992. Holy guacamole, that took me a while. Thankfully, 1993 only has, like, I only have 4 videos to talk about. In 1994, only 2, so... Whew, thank goodness. Stay classy, YouTube, because I need a drink.